playing the guitar. We need to give him a little. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to continue our series on unboxing tarot, where we go through a deck of tarot cards so we can see what the artwork is like and what the deck's all about. And today's deck is going to be the Good Tarot by Collette Baron-Reid. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to remind you all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because it is free to do so. Also, if you like the video, if you give it a thumbs up, that's very useful to the channel. If you leave comments in the comment section, I really appreciate those. I read them all. I would love to have your thoughts on future videos you'd like to see, maybe other tarot decks or other card readings, or any other topics that you'd like us to cover. I would love to have your input on that. That's useful. And also, if you'd like to donate to the channel for any reason, that's also appreciated, and there will be a link in the description to PayPal for that. Okay? So, as I said, our deck that we're going to go over today is the Good Tarot by Collette Baron-Reid, and basically this is a hybrid deck. It is actually a tarot deck. It's 78 cards like a tarot deck. It has the suits and the major and minor arcana and all that. But it's also basically an oracle deck. She had been doing tarot readings for probably at least 20 years when she created this deck. And her thoughts on it were that she wanted not a deck so much for fortune telling or for divination purposes, but more for telling you kind of what's going on now, what your present influences are, where your mindset is, that kind of thing. So all of her descriptions and things in her booklet that she has all talk about the now and the present and kind of written like that. So it's a little different than the way some tarot decks are written. You can buy the deck as a standalone deck, or you can buy it with the booklet that it comes with. If you buy the standalone deck, a lot of times you can have a barcode where you can download a PDF file of her booklet that she wrote to go with the deck. Okay, so one of the things I really, really love about this deck is the artwork on it. I think it has really, really beautiful artwork. Like this first one here, it's the Ace of Fire. And I mean, just look how beautiful it is, all the beautiful colors and things. And all of the cards really have that kind of coloration and beautiful symbolisms in it. And so that's one of the reasons why I like the deck. There's the Two of Fire, which is cool with the giraffe, but it's, being written almost like a camel, which is kind of neat. There's the Three of Fire. Sure, decks can be seen here. All right, and then there's the Four of Fire. I really like this card because I love the little lanterns up above and all that. I think they're really cool. Okay, and then there's the Five of Fire. Now, this deck goes by the elements rather than Wands, Cups, Pentacles, and Swords, but they do correspond to their particular suit. So the Wands are the fire suit, of course. This card's really interesting with the sailing ship as part of a hot air balloon. The sailing ship's actually like the basket of the hot air balloon. I always thought that was kind of an interesting artistic thing there. We have the Seven of Fire. This is another kind of interesting one. It's a unicorn, but it reminds me almost of those carousel horses that you have out there, so that's a little different. Then here's the Eight of Fire with the panda and the Chinese lanterns. It's interesting how the deck has a lot of Chinese, Indian, and other influences like that throughout the deck. Fairies, other things like that. It's kind of cool. Angels. Okay, there's the Nine of Fire. And then there's the Ten of Fire. And then there's the Page of Fire. Now, there's the Messenger of Fire. The Messengers correspond to the Knights in a regular tarot deck, which is a little bit different because the Messengers are usually the Pages in the regular tarot deck. So, it's slightly different there. Then there's the Queen of Fire. And then the King of Fire. All right, and then we go on to the water. We have the Ace of Water and the Two of Water and the Three of Water the 4 of water, the 5 of water. Sorry about that. My dog's policing my cat in. Okay, the 6 of water, the 7 of water, the 8 of water, the 9 of water, the 10 of water, which I always thought was kind of cool with the Buddha symbolism. A lot of the water cards have pearls in them too, which I thought was really neat. There's the Page of water, the Messenger of water, the Queen of water, and then the King of water. All right, let's move these out of the way so we can do the next set here. Now we go on to the Earth cards, which of course correspond to Pentacles. The water cards, of course, corresponded to Cups. There's the Ace of Earth, the 2 of Earth. Now, I noticed on this one it was kind of interesting because it looked a lot like a regular tarot deck in that she has the Pentacles kind of up in the balancing act, almost like you see it in a regular tarot deck. It's one of the few cards that actually corresponds a lot to the regular tarot that way, as far as the way it was drawn. The 3 of Earth, the 4 of Earth. You notice how all the Earth cards have kind of this golden greenish hue to them, which is really beautiful. The 5 of Earth, the 6 of Earth, the 7 of Earth, the 8 of Earth. I thought that was kind of interesting with the cello kind of, you know, standing up there and kind of turned into a tree. Just interesting there. The 9 of Earth, the 10 of Earth, the Page of Earth, the Messenger of Earth. It was interesting how a lot of the Earth cards too have antlers in a lot of the cards too, which was interesting. The Queen of Earth, and then the King of Earth. All right, okay, so you can see that one. All right, and then we go on to the Air cards, which are also very beautiful. They have a lot more magical energy to them in a lot of ways. There's the Ace of Air, the 2 of Air, the 3 of Air. Look at that, how beautiful that is. The 4 of Air. These have a lot of greenish blue, purpley tint to them. 5 of Air. There's another sailing ship, which is cool. The 6 of Air. And once again, it's up in the air. Oh, yeah. Kind of interesting with the old-fashioned sailing ships actually sailing in the air. That's very interesting. The 7 of Air. The 8 of Air. The 9 of Air. The 10 of Air. You notice how a lot of the air ones have a lot of angel symbolism to them with the wings and feathers and so forth. The Page of Air. The Messenger of Air. The Queen of Air. I love that owl. And then the King of Air. Okay, and then we go on to the Major Arcana. Now, they have all the cards of the Major Arcana. Some of them have different names associated with them, which is not unusual. Some people who create their own tarot decks do change the names, and so there will be some different names here for some of the cards, and some of them have slightly different meanings involved with them as well. So if you happen to look up in the booklet that she has, some of them have slightly different meanings or similar meanings to tarot, but then they changed it up just a little bit. One of the things about this deck I really liked was her positive attitude about all the cards, and how everything has, you know, a really nice positive spin to it, which was very cool. Some people don't like that, but I think it's, you know, nice to know that no matter what happens in our lives, even if there's things that we might consider bad or negative, aren't necessarily, because usually there's something good that comes of that. There's usually something good that, you know, there's always a silver lining somewhere, and so she definitely, with her interpretations, definitely goes that route with these, which I think is very cool. All right, we got the Fool card, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor. It's interesting how the Emperor is the lion. We got the Hierophant. And the Love card. Now this is one of the first ones I noticed that was, had a different name to it. It also has a slightly different meaning, because instead of the lovers, coming together of two lovers, it basically just means to know that we're all part of a collective and we're not alone, and there's some other meanings involved with that too. So it's a slightly different meaning on the card, which is cool. There's the Chariot. The Strength card, this is another one that's very close to traditional tarot in its symbolism, and with the lion and the woman, and I love her dress in there. I think it's gorgeous. There's the Hermit card. It has a similar meaning. She had attributed to it, but a lot of it mostly just had to do with retreating or kind of hiding out for a while, or and hermits do that, of course, so it's very similar to the Hermit card, but you notice how there isn't an actual hermit in there in the picture. Fortune's Wheel, once again, slightly different name. Instead of Wheel of Fortune, it's Fortune's Wheel, and it does have a slightly different connotation in her meanings. Justice, the Hanged Man, Transformation, and Patience, Temptation, the Tower card. Now you notice with this Tower card is it's not come tumbling down like in a regular tarot deck that usually means great big sudden changes. In this one it means surprises more so than that, and you notice how it's not tumbling down at all, which is kind of cool. The Star card, the Moon card, the Sun card, the Call card, so once again, different name, and then number 21, which is the World card. Alright, so that's what each of the cards look like in the deck, and hopefully you got a good look at all of them, and so you got a good idea of whether or not you like the deck and whether or not it might be useful to you in your readings or different ones. If you do readings for yourself where you're just trying to get a little bit of insight, daily insight, especially into your life, and do like a journal of different readings, these cards are great for that because of the different present meanings that they invoke and that's involved in them. So they're really good for that. And of course you can use them as regular tarot cards as well. But it might be nice to put a little bit of a positive spin on some of the cards, since that's what the author intended originally when she wrote them. But I do love the artwork in them, and I think they're really gorgeous, and I do like to use them in some of my readings because they're very pretty. So there you go. Alright, I hope this video was useful to you. I look forward to seeing you in future videos that we do. Don't forget to check out the other videos in the channel and give the video a thumbs up. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.